Alright my friends, welcome back to FrogboyX1 Gaming. I'm Andrew and today I wanted to do like a little bit longer review on my Sony FX30 camera. This is the camera that has basically been powering all of the videos that I've been making on the channel lately. Right now I'm shooting on my Sony ZV-E10, which I love the Sony ZV-E10. This camera here shoots at 4K 30. I think it looks incredible. Right now I'm just using the kit lens that came on it. 16mm, basically like this. So I did pair my Sony FX30 with a Sigma 16mm prime lens. I love this lens. Like, it gives me such a crisp, clean image quality. Like, it looks so incredible no matter what camera I'm using it on. And it does work interchangeably with the Sony ZV-E10 as well as, you know, any of the APS-C cameras that are out there. Now guys, I've only been utilizing like these cameras for like the last, gosh, just a little over 3 months now, and this one here, a little over a month that I've had the Sony FX30. Now I bought this camera specifically for certain reasons. I like to build stuff on the channel, so I like to do like little building videos. They seem to do very well. I've been building a lot of next level racing cockpits, doing some sim racing type stuff, as well as like building furniture for my wife and just other things. And what I noticed with the Sony ZV-E10 and the Sony ZV-1F that I had bought previously is that they will overheat after a certain time and then they shut off. So therefore that kind of, I mean, I could do the videos that I want to do with these cameras, but when it cuts out and I'm like in the middle of something, I don't really like having to splice things together. So one of the major things, like the biggest thing that attracted me to the Sony FX30 was the fact that it has a built-in fan that you can see here. Like, this thing has not ever it has never freaking overheated on me, not one freaking time, and I've done some pretty long videos. The only thing that prevents me now is battery life or memory card. Like, if I run out of memory card, I have done that, you know, I've forgotten to like get my get my thing going, but I was able to find this. Okay, now this is a CF Express. It should have product focus on. This is a CF Express Type A memory card, 160 gigabytes. Now this is the Lex-R version. That one only cost me literally 160 bucks, whereas the equivalent Sony branded one is like $300. So I was like, gosh dang, man. And you know, to tell you the truth, like I usually try to stick with Sony branded stuff when it comes to their products. I've always felt like a better synergy when it comes to anything like that. But with these memory cards being so expensive and needing it to do like 4K 120, because I do plan on doing some of that kind of stuff later in time, it just felt like a natural fit to go ahead and pick up a Sony a CF Express Type A card. In my bottom slot I do have a standard V60 memory card that I use mainly for like still photos and stuff like that, maybe a little bit of, you know, recording and stuff. It does work. It will capture like the 4K 60 footage that I need it, but it does take a long time to like actually transfer that kind of data. But with the CF Express card, it's fast. It's super fast transferring from the camera straight to the PC. One of the other major features is the actual full size HDMI slot. Like, you can use a full-on HDMI cable for this. You can hook it up to any freaking monitor that you want. I actually use it on my monitors in the living room when I'm doing videos in there. I will have that plugged into the camera as like a big screen, so I can kind of see exactly what's going on and, you know, kind of make adjustments and stuff. The fact that you can use your phone over by you to kind of, you know, like tap in or zoom in or do some of that kind of stuff, it's been quite the freaking learning process. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I went from shooting on a freaking webcam and a phone to actually using cameras and stuff, and I feel like it's transformed the overall look and feel of the channel in ways that I could have never imagined possible with a webcam or with my phone or anything like that. It does change the dynamic of how you make content too. Now with the webcam or the phone is fine, you know, you just walk around and hold it and do stuff like that. I mean, you can use it outside, but for some reason, the ultra portability of being able to use like a Sony ZV-E10 or Sony FX30 to be out and about and like create content. They say that this is a cinema line camera only, and it's not really designed to do like still shots and stuff, but I've went to a family reunion, a birthday party, a homecoming for my nephews after their car accident and stuff, and I was able to sit there and snap pictures and, you know, capture the moment, and then like bringing them home and looking at these pictures. Oh my freaking gosh, like I'll have a couple of the pictures in here, but the overall video quality that I can get out of the Sony FX30 and the versatility of it, how I need it to work, it doesn't have, I mean, you can kind of trick it into doing like like faster shots or whatever, like you can program it to where you can just keep spamming the freaking the shot button right here and you can take a bunch of pictures. But I've found it that I like actually having to stop, focus in, and get a good picture. The screen on the back of here just kind of helps me, you know, look good. There is no viewfinder on this, so if you're looking for something like that, maybe a different camera, but for what I need for in studio, being able to utilize this camera, oh my gosh, man, this has just made things incredible. Now, if you're new to cameras and stuff, you're gonna see like everybody that's gonna make reviews for this camera or talk about it, they're gonna be talking about LUTs and S-Log3 and all of this stuff. And you know, when you shoot in S-Log3 or LUTs or any of that, or when you shoot in S-Log3, that means you're gonna need LUTs to like correct the color and all of that stuff. And it's gonna make it challenging. Like that's stuff that I'm still learning. I don't know anything really major about it just yet, but thankfully there are picture profiles already programmed into this camera to give you a better outcome. Like right now, I believe that I am in, if I go back up or here over into the thing, I've been shooting everything. It says PP is off right now, but normally I've been shooting everything in like a PP11 or something. Yeah, no, PP11. So PP11, it kind of just, you know, gives you a there's different picture profiles in here. PP10 is like your high dynamic range, so if you got like bright lights and stuff in there, maybe use that. Maybe I'll do like a couple of videos with the PP10 for a while now and like check that out. But that was like one of the things that I was struggling with at first, because I was like, gosh dang dude, it's like I gotta get in there, I gotta color correct everything, and that was like giving me a lot of anxiety at first. I was like, gosh dang, I need to create content, I want to create content, but now I've got to take this step. Whereas like with the Sony ZV-E10, everything is just automatic. Like it does everything automatically for you. It's just like, oh yeah, you want it to like focus in on your product placement and stuff like that, boom, it just does it. It snaps right to it. With the Sony ZV, you know, with the Sony FX30, you know, you got to be a little bit more, you got to plan a little bit more ahead in the content that you're making and how you're setting it up. Like I've made like videos where I'll be like using this as like my wide angle shot for like my straight on, and then I'll be using my ZV-E10 for like a side shot or side profile shot. And in some of them videos, I'm like, gosh dang, dude, the Sony ZV-E10 is giving me a better overall experience, so I'm going to use the footage from that camera and not use the Sony, the FX30 footage, you know, all because of like the picture profile I chose to use, or this, or something like that, or shooting with S-Log3 or any of that. So if you buy this camera, it does, I said earlier in a video, it has no training wheels, but use the PP until you are comfortable being able to figure out, you know, like what LUTs you want to use, or creating your LUTs in like DaVinci Resolve or something like that. I don't use DaVinci Resolve. I use Power Director or CyberLink Power Director, and I pay for, you know, like $100 a year, but it's got like pictures. I can get in there and do pictures. I can get in there and color correct and stuff. But I think DaVinci Resolve might actually be better in the long run for helping you, you know, do that stuff. But to me, that app looked freaking like, oh gosh, what am I doing in here? Whereas with like Power Director, I've been using Power Director pretty much since I started this channel, so I'm able to utilize that program a lot easier. There is also like Sony apps and stuff that you can get in there, and like you can correct all of that stuff, but then that just takes an extra step of time of, you know, you being able to shoot your content, edit it, and then get it out. It just puts more steps in the way, whereas just shooting with a PP, like a picture profile, that cuts out a big step, and usually it looks pretty dang good. Like the overall quality of the video that I produce and that I put out, it looks pretty dang good. Like I've been pretty satisfied overall. And the Sigma lens, the 16mm prime lens, I like that wide angle. I use that wider angle. It's definitely nice. It's helped me be able to get a wide angle, and then in editing in my software, I can go ahead and create 21:9 profile videos, which is absolutely incredible. I freaking love that I found that, and that now I can like play around with some videos. I'll still do 16.9. Some of them I'll do that more like widescreen effect, and it just looks so freaking cool to be able to do that. Like, I'll tell you what, like, I feel like the Sony FX30 is gonna be that camera that will last you a long time. Like, you'll be able to be like, oh man, it's got all of these extra like screw holes right here to where you can add extra things to them on every single side. They're all 1/4 inch, so you can just you can, you know, put like a top handle on here with a XLR thing in there that comes on the if you get like the bundle or whatever with this. I just bought the camera body. I had already had the 16mm Sigma prime lens that I bought for the Sony ZV-E10, and so you can get all of that. You know, you can get this camera with a kit lens, you can get this camera with the XLR and all of that stuff, but I just bought the body because I was like, dude, I've already got the lens, so that's cool. I do eventually plan on investing in more lenses and stuff like that, but gosh dang, I'll tell you what, like I've seen some other videos on the versatility of these cameras and stuff, and I've seen some of the stuff that they can create, and that gives me hope for the future in the long run. I also picked up the Sony, this here I splurged on, the Sony microphone set that you can plug. I can use it on my EV10. I can use it on this. Right now I'm using a shotgun Rode mic to capture the sound on this, because I just, you know, wanted to be able to show off these products. You know, this is something that, like, I don't know why, but I just kind of feel, I kind of felt compelled to go Sony for some reason when it comes to like cameras. I saw, you know, the first one I saw was what, that Sony ZV-1F, and I bought that. I was like, all right, it's $400, let's give it a try. I came home and I compared that video at 1080p compared to my 4K webcam, and I was like, wow, there's way more detail in that camera. Way more freaking detail. And I was like, oh my gosh. Right then, right when I saw the colors and everything, and just how incredible that looked, I was like, yeah, we're getting serious about the cameras. And then I was like, all right, so I want something that'll do 4K. And then I was looking in like most of the cameras that 4K 60 and stuff that I wanted. I was like, oh my gosh, man, that's like $2,000. Do I really want that? And so I bought the Sony ZV-E10. I was like, all right, let's just buy this one. It's got a kit lens. I can train and I can learn and I can do all of that on this particular camera. And then I was like, and then I kept doing my research, and I was like, all right, what do I need? What do I absolutely need for the videos that I want to make? Because the Sony ZV-E10 is fine. You shoot at 4K 30. 4K 30 is perfect for whatever you're trying to put out, whatever you're trying to do. Like 4K 30 is absolutely incredible for talking head videos. But I wanted that 60 frames. because I wanted to shoot my screen, and I wanted the 10-bit colors so that I could record like HDR footage. I wanted that immersive experience that I felt like the Sony ZV-E10 or the Sony FX30 was absolutely built for. I feel like this camera was built specifically for me, and that's incredible because I love it. It's exactly what I want and exactly what I need. I feel like I have everything I need when I'm sitting here filming the screen. I can get really good, you know, I can collect that 60 FPS footage. When I'm out there and I'm building my projects, I don't have to worry about my camera overheating and shutting off. If I've got it plugged in with a USB, you've got USB, you've got 3.5 millimeter jacks for being able to go ahead and, you know, you can put a shotgun mic in here. You can have headphones plugged into there. Down here you've got the USB Type C and then regular USB right here. And like I said, obviously you've got the full-on HDMI 2.1 right there. You've got dual memory card slots over here on the other side, so you can simultaneously record. If it's something super important, you can simultaneously record, so that if one memory card corrupts, you've got a whole nother backup right there. That is incredible. I can transfer every single thing I shoot from my camera straight to my phone, and then I can literally upload it right from my phone to YouTube without having to worry about anything else. Like, to me, Sony building these vlogger slash entry-level filmmaker type equipment for people, because there's the FX3, which is a full frame sensor that is significantly, you know, like better when it comes to capturing the low light and all of that stuff, but you don't need that for what you're trying to do as a content creator. I think this is the most versatile, honest to goodness camera that you can get literally for in studio stuff, because you've got enough right here just to get started and to like figure it out, but the capabilities of this camera when kitted out and everything else are very, very, very impressive. Like, I haven't even scratched the surface of this camera and I'm already like glowing praise, like this is the best freaking camera that I could have ever bought for my channel. That built-in fan is amazing, but there is a new contender out there, the Sony ZV-E10 Mark II, which is essentially pretty close to this camera. Like, the only thing it doesn't have is like the built-in fan, and that thing's $1,000 or a little over $1,000 if you get a kit lens with it, with an improved kit lens. So that's something to take into consideration too. The Sony ZV-E10 Mark II is going to have like that product display. I think this one has the product feature too, but I just haven't figured it out. But I mean, if I like cover my face and stuff, I can still do like the close-up shots of it and give you like incredible freaking video footage like I'm doing right now with the Sony ZV-E10. Now, the Sony ZV-E10 Mark II, I'm actually still considering getting that as a B-roll camera, and then using the Sony ZV-E10 for like that other kind of stuff, because I love this camera still too, but I do kind of want, you know, higher specs that the Sony ZV-E10 Mark II has. I wish I would have had that. That one's got like the 10-bit color. The Sony ZV-E10 only has the 8-bit color, and the 8-bit color is not bad. Like, that's what I'm shooting in right now. It looks absolutely incredible, but this one here does give you that extra dynamic range, that extra color that most people aren't going to notice, but you've got more, like, you can play around more with it. That's like over 1 billion colors versus like 16, 17 million colors that you actually get to play with the Sony Sony FX30. Now, I do recommend this camera, especially if you're in a setting like I am here with Frogboy X1 Gaming. This is an incredible camera with an incredible upgrade path. Like, you can really upgrade the crap out of this camera to really fit your needs, and you can, you know, save, because I think the FX3 is double this price, and then like the newer Sony cameras and stuff, they have like viewfinders and stuff like that. You're talking a lot more money. I think that this one here, absolutely at $1,700, my 4090 money, is that sweet spot in between, you know, having like a full frame setup with more expensive lenses and everything else, whereas you can get affordable lenses for the APS-C cameras, which, in my opinion, guys, both the cameras that I'm using are perfectly fine, and they absolutely display incredible image quality in the videos that I've been making with them. So I'm 100% excited about this. The one thing that I kind of wish, the only one thing that I kind of wish I had was the ability to run not a dummy battery, because Sony makes an actual dummy battery for my Sony ZV-E10, but this here takes the bigger battery, so it never was going to work. But that's the one thing that I wish Sony would have brought to this, is a constant power source, because that there, you know, I mean, these batteries are big, they do last a pretty good amount of time, but I do wish that I had that, just so that, because I'm doing a lot of in-studio work, I would love to have it just sitting there with a battery in there, making sure I've got constant power. Obviously, I got a fan, so it's not going to overheat. But yeah, that would be incredible. So you can get third-party knockoff stuff, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I trust that stuff. I would rather have Sony-branded dummy battery for this. In my opinion, I would rather have that, so that I had, you know, so that I had peace of mind, because that is what you need. That's what is more important to me than buying something to like just get around something. But yeah, guys, I absolutely recommend the Sony FX30. I think this camera is incredible. I think this camera is perfect for a lot of the needs that you might have for it. The fact that you can get cheaper lenses, the fact that it does all of that other stuff. It's got IBIS in here, like stabilization and stuff like that. Like, this camera is very, very good quality. The body on this just looks so freaking premium. It looks durable and strong. It's got a very high quality screen on here. Like, when I'm looking at the EV10 versus the screen on this, I'm like, wow, that is way more detailed. So yeah, in my opinion, I definitely recommend this camera. I think it's pretty good. It might not fit all of your needs if you're doing like you know, like shooting photos and stuff like that. The limitations in that department are kind of like a little bit like, oh gosh, you maybe have that 11 frames per second shutter speed or something, you know, that you would miss probably. But overall, if you're just stopping, shooting, perfect. The image is so incredible because it's 6K downsampled to 4K, and it looks absolutely pristine, my friends. Absolutely pristine. So, all right, my friends, if you like this content, do not forget to like and subscribe. I'll have a link for Amazon in the description for the Sony FX30 in this video. If this is something that you guys are wanting to pick up, if you hit that button, then obviously I'm going to make a little bit of money off of that. So that would definitely help out the channel and help me to be able to invest in more camera gear for the future. So, all right, my friends, we'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.